Nell, and today I'm going to show you how to put together a quick last-minute Thanksgiving centerpiece that's perfect for your fall decor. And when I'm doing this, it's the end of 2021. It's hard to find some things, so the point of this centerpiece is not to stress out, to use things you have. Half of these things I had, half of these things I bought. I mixed artificial and faux. I wanted lady apples, I wanted baby pears, I couldn't find them. The persimmons were too orange, I didn't want those. So this is all about just using what you can find, not running around to every store in town, and just making a centerpiece. Even 2 days before, you can make this centerpiece and it would be just fine, or the day before. The fresh materials I got at Trader Joe's, they have great prices on cut floral, the wheat, the mums, I got proteas, and then everything else, as I said, I ordered or I had. These tablescapes are really easy to make, but there's one thing that you should really think about when you're making them is to make them long and low, because you want to be able to see over the centerpiece. This is sort of in the middle here as a focal, but you can still see across, because if you get a centerpiece too tall, it's hard to pass things, and then it's hard to see the person across the table from you, which of course you want at Thanksgiving. You want to be able to enjoy your friends and family. And I have a small table, so I am not having all the serving dishes on the table. They'll be on the island in the kitchen, which is right behind the where this is being shot. So on the end here, it's just for some seasoning, some salt, pepper, whatever else, some butter and some gravy, but you can make yours as long or as short as you want to. The size is up to you, and the ingredients you use is just what you can find and what you love. So let's get into the making of the centerpiece now. But first, I just want to tell you there are pictures, details, links to all these materials used. The beautiful cake stand is from Target. They will be in the blog post. The link will be in the first line or two of the description box down below, and also on our website, joyousgarden.com. So I have put the runner on the table and the garland going around. I just sort of crimped it here and there. I'm leaving a little bit of space on each end because that's where the salt and pepper can go. I'm just gonna start in on getting the cake stand adorned. Okay, I'm just getting the wheat in. I don't want it to stick out too much because we want to have room for plates and all that, but I just want to cover up the cake stand, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take some clippings of this eucalyptus, and this dries beautifully. You can do it a couple days in advance if you want to. This is already starting to dry out, but it just is a good cheap filler. So I did this in no time, just took clippings. I like the wood showing on the cake stand. I think it's really beautiful. I like it natural like that, but mums are so long lasting. They'll last all day long cut. If you wanted to go in and tuck in a little floral, carnations are great too, that they last a long time. The mums come in all the fall colors. I chose these colors because this is the color of the trim of my house. So I just want to show you what a little bit of floral looks like, you know, tucked in there. And I have these two little cups that I made a couple of the arrangements in just to have a little bit of fresh floral on the table at each end. Now it's time to get the candles. Okay, now I'm going to get the votive candles in. I'm going to use votive candles for my table because I prefer that. I'm going to show you a couple other candle options too. But these were silver. I just painted them really fast. Took like 45 seconds to paint each one just so the colors went more with my color scheme. You want to keep them away from the foliage, you know, just in case you forget, you know, because these are actually real candles. And I can have one like here. Let's see, I just don't want it to catch on fire. There we go. You don't want to fire at Thanksgiving. And then I'll probably do one there. and I have them staggered. They're far enough away from the foliage so we don't have to worry about that. Here, it's you can actually move it a little bit away from that chair if you need to, but these are just slabs of wood that you use for making ornaments, and I like them because I don't have to clean all the glass, votive cups. All right, I'm just showing you a couple other options if you wanted to work them in, if you wanted to work in some taper candles, because they are very popular. These are the flameless candles. Of course, they can go anywhere, so you could just, put them here and there, and they have a nice effect also. And now it's time to get the gourds in, and I did them in shades of white and greenish or ivory, and of course we got the white pumpkins. The white pumpkins are still extremely popular, so we want to use a few of those because they are lovely. And let's see, I'm going to put one over here, and then one here, and then one right there. Okay, next I think I will do the pine cones. Okay, now I'm just tucking in some pine cones because pine cones are fall, and I'm using the ones that I use on my garland at Christmas time. They have a slight shimmer to them. They are lightly glittered, which I don't mind because we're probably gonna have our meal about 5 or 6, so it'll be dark-ish. So I like to get some of the pine cones in the garland, around it, and I'm keeping this very natural. I don't want too much else in here, but I will show you a few other options of some things you can add in if you want to gussy it on up. But this is a nice long-lasting arrangement that you don't have to worry about too much. Doesn't take too long to do, as I said, and I think it looks just fabulous. I didn't go too heavy on the fruit or the vegetables this year just because I couldn't find anything that floated my boat. But I found tomatillos. They're very popular here in the Southwest, and you can for just a little bit of something alive, although there are things that are alive in here. You can tuck them. I'm just going to tuck them in the front just to show you how it looks with something like this in there. And then the good thing about these is I can make tomatillo salsa afterwards. And I'm going to leave mine this way because I like it more on this side, but I'm going to use some of the leftover materials just to add in, just to show you if you wanted to pop yours out a little bit more how it's going to look. I've tucked in a bit more of the wheat along there, and this bunch of wheat is $2.99, so it's a good deal, and I still have some, left over for a bigger arrangement. So I just want to tuck in a little bit of the seeded yuke. I've cut off some of the stems. It just gives a little bit of a life to the greenery. It's pretty crowded over here, but I'm going to try and get one right over there. I love seeded yuke. I just love the seeds on it. I think it's so pretty. I'll do some more at the ends because it really shows at the ends. And that's a good way to use up the seeded yuke if you're not going to use it in an arrangement. But I've always, loved this stuff. Okay, there we go. Now let the Thanksgiving festivities begin. So I hope you have found this to be helpful. You can make it as colorful or as plain as you want. Your guests will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And we here at Joya's Garden just want to wish you a very happy holiday season and enjoy your Thanksgiving meal. More details in the blog post, don't forget.